Shalom, Israel. This is Isupk coming out of One West, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana, and we are not affiliated with no other Israelite groups, period. I'm Officer Kananya, and let's get into this class today. We're going to talk about God, the Most High God. Is he racist or not? I want to start off by going to Deuteronomy 7:6. And we're gonna talk about if the Most High is racist or if he loved everybody, or is he coming to save a specific people. Now, certain pastors and certain people think they know about the Most High, and they say things like, "Well, I know he wouldn't do that. The Most High God wouldn't do that," but they don't read this Bible to know what he would do and know his tendencies and what and stuff like that. So we're going to start off with Deuteronomy 7:6 and see what's going on with the Most High. Salaki. For a second. Salaki. So we're going to start off with Deuteronomy 7:6, see what's going on, and see if the Most High God is racist or not. You will only know if you get into this Bible, KJV, Holy Bible. Holy means separate, a separate Bible than the other. You got the coordinates Bibles, you got just many different Bibles, but the KJV is the one that you want as an Israelite. Like I said, we want to start off with Deuteronomy 7:6. I'm gonna hold that. And we're gonna talk about if God coming to save everybody, or what's his tendencies? Is he racist or is he not racist? So we starting off with Deuteronomy 7:6, and it reads. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people. Now, I just said the Holy Bible. The word holy means separate. It don't mean together. It don't mean just basically it means separate. Now, holy said, for thou art an holy people, mean we are separate people from everybody else. Now, don't get it twisted. The Most High made every single race and ethnicity on this earth. But thou art an holy people. Holy means separate. So we are a holy, separate people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people, meaning, okay, I made all these books. Say I made a whole bunch of books, but I'm taking this book to be a special book unto myself. Like I'm taking this, I'm gonna, cherish this book. Even though I made all these books, I'm gonna take this specific book and cherish it to myself. So it says, the Lord God hath chosen thee. Like I said, he had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above. Like I said, I'm chosen this book to be a holy book unto myself. And I'm putting this book above all. Salaki, let me finish. It says, the Lord God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Now, like I said, I have chosen this book above. I made every single book. It's just a metaphor for people. Like he made everybody upon the earth. Everybody. But he has chosen this specific book above all books upon the face of the earth. Well, in my case, upon the face of this table, I have chosen this book to be the specific book above all rest of the books that I've chosen. So if God loved everybody, or if God wasn't racist, why would he say, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, meaning we are holy, we are separate from the other races. The 12 tribes of Israel, we were supposed to be separate from the other races. Like we was not supposed to mix with the other races, despite what your Dr. Martin Luther King, what he talking about we should come together. That was the biggest mistake we could have ever made as the Israelites, because now we don't know who our enemy is. We don't know what, we invite them in. We join their culture. We take up for them. We do their dirty work as far as blacks killing blacks, or Hispanics killing Hispanics, or Native Americans killing Native Americans. We took upon that's what they used to do to us. Now they don't have to do that to us as much, because they figured out a way to put a spell upon our people and have our people doing their dirty work. And the Lord thy God said we are a special people unto himself, which we's not supposed to be doing that to each other. We're supposed to show brotherhood to each other. We're supposed to show loyalty to each other. We're supposed to come together as the 12 tribes of Israel. Not everybody upon the face of the earth. We above everybody on the face upon the earth. Now, I didn't make those words up. They coming straight out of the Holy Bible, the KJV, Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. That's where you can find that verse. I'm going to read it one more time. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above, not equal to, not under, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Now, that don't mean we is equal to these. If you in the 12 tribes of Israel, you are set above all people upon the face of the earth. Now, that don't mean we equal to them at all. That don't mean we supposed to be joining in and doing their customs. We don't supposed to be following their holidays, which is pagan holidays in the first place, because most of the holidays don't even make sense, or is the most death occur upon their holidays. Now, recently I've seen on the news they thinking about canceling Juneteenth just because it was some death happened, some death occurred or something like that recently upon the news. But if you look at Memorial Day, if you look at the 4th of July, if you look at New Year's Eve, if you look at Thanksgiving, Black Friday, death absolutely occurs. Valentine's Day, death absolutely occurs the most on them days. Now, you didn't hear nobody trying to cancel those days. That's because they want you to celebrate that pagan stuff. They want you out here confused, and it's all the holidays. It's basically a money grab. So you come out of New Year's, you just spent a lot of money on New Year's getting your New Year's Day fit. Then come around the next month, February. What is that? Valentine's Day, which is another pagan holiday. You spending money for that. You going all out for your spouse. And it's the one that come right after that. I think it's March. It's might be Memorial Day or something like that. One of them holidays come right after that in March. So they got you continuously spending money during their holidays every month. So January, February, March, April, Veterans Day or some day like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just continuous holidays where they get you to keep spending your money. June was the month that it was no holiday on. That was supposed to be the recouping month, June. But then guess what? A couple years ago, they decided to make Juneteenth a holiday. Now they got you spending money for their holidays all around the clock every month. You coming out of pocket for a pagan holiday, which we is not supposed to celebrate in the first place. Now, most of these holidays, they started through bloodshed anyway, and you don't know the real meaning of the holidays that you celebrate. You just the biggest excuse is today is we doing it for the kids. But if you would look in this Bible and you get the real holy days, high holy days, And you can do that for your kids and for yourself instead of celebrating their pagan holidays each year, which they the ones made up. They the ones shedded blood upon those days. And if you really think about it, those holidays are the days that the most bloodshed will occur upon those days. Especially like the 4th of July, Memorial Day, days like these. I try to avoid and mostly stay in the house because that's when people get the feeling themselves and the guns come out and the violence come out and stuff like that. It's not because I'm scared, it's because I know those days is they high death days because they pagan holidays. Now, I started off this class by talking about the Most High and if he racist or not. We just came out of Deuteronomy 7:6, which read, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and he have chosen thee to be a special people." You know, I don't even have to break the word special down because special is, you know, I got many pens, but this pen right here is special to me. So you can use those pens, but I will not let you use this pen because this pen is special to me. Okay. So the Most High God have chosen thee to be a special people above all families upon the earth. Now, if you in the 12 tribes of Israel, you are chosen and you are special and you are above all families upon the earth. That's what we just got through reading Deuteronomy chapter 7:6. And I want to go to 2nd Exodus, which is in the Apocrypha. Now, I want to continue to expound on above all people because my people, we seem to include everybody in everything that we do. We can never be separate. And when I say my people, I mean my people that's in the world. They love to invite heathen races, like whether it be Asians, whether it be white people, whether it be, you know, just people that we are not supposed to be around or, you know what I'm saying, care about. My people, they do the most for those races. Now, I'm going to the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 6 and verse 34. Now, this should expound more on if the Most High is racist or not. We trying to figure out some of the Most High tendencies. What is his tendencies? What is his likes? What is his dislikes? And if you get into this Bible, you will find out a lot of stuff that the pastor, the churches, they will not teach you about because that's a money grab. Just like pagan holidays. Now they will tell you in the churches to celebrate those days, even though you're not supposed to. They will never get into this Bible and figure out the real days that you can celebrate, the real high holy days or the celebration days or the feast days. They will not tell you that. They trying to keep you in the oppressors' celebrations and how they do it. Back in Roman times, they probably forced you to celebrate this, and you will be dead if you didn't. real talk. Now I was going to the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 6 and verse 54. Nowadays, we ain't in the Roman times, but they beat it in and they done killed and beat it into your head so bad they don't have to force you to celebrate none of their stuff no more. Slock it. You just do it willingly because you don't know, you haven't gotten to this Bible. You probably looked at a couple words and a couple things, and then you went to a Christian pastor who definitely don't know the Bible. He'll tell you the white man philosophy about the Bible. Salakia, the oppressor philosophy is about the Bible. But once you get into this Bible, it'll start breaking down because once you actually read it and not be indoctrinated by what they think it is. If you read it, you will know instead of thinking. Now I was going to the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 6 and verse 54. And Salakia, chapter 6 and verse 54, chapter 6. Second Exodus, chapter 6 and verse 54. I don't see it. Okay, I see it. It's the book of Second Exodus, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Now, right here he says, Salaki, I'm gonna start at 50. I'm gonna start at 53 and then come down to 54. The book of Second Exodus, chapter 53 and verse Salaki. The book of Second Exodus, chapter 6 and verse 53. Upon the sixth day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creepy things. 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Now, Adam he had dominion over all the creatures. You know what I'm saying? All the things upon earth. Of him come we all. Adam, we come from Adam. And the people also whom thou hast chosen, we also come from Adam. Now, 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, thou Salaki, because thou madest the world for our sakes, meaning the 12 tribes of Israel. He made this world for us. The other nations that's not a part of the 12 tribes, they can do whatever they wish over there, far away from us. But us as the 12 tribes, we have rules and boundaries and order and discipline upon things that we can and can't do. Now, all these things are in place because it's kind of a test, because he's testing to see if we can actually he know we can. It's just a test to see if we actually follow through with these things that he asks of us. I just read Second Exodus chapter 6 and verse 54, meaning that it said we come from Adam. Now everyone comes from Adam, but we are chosen special people above the face of all the earth, not equal to and not under. We are above all people on the face of the earth. Now I want to hold that and go to Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. It's just a little sidebar. I should have had it queued up, but 10:20. So it's above all the people upon the face of the earth. And we all come from Adam, but the Lord had chosen thee to be a special people. Zephaniah chapter 10. No, Salaki. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Meaning, nation not desired, meaning they want to do the things we do. They want to be like us. They want to take from our culture. They want to basically copy us, but they don't want to be us, because we are not desired, meaning we the ones get shot down in the streets. We the ones that's going to jail by the dozens. We the ones getting the lowest form of healthcare. The rent is increasing on us. Like in little poverty-stricken areas, we get our rent increased. Why? That's because we are a nation not desired. They want us out here on the streets. They want us out here fighting for our lives and things of that nature, because we are a nation not desired. And it says, gather yourselves together. Now, if we just come out of the world and if we come together as the 12 tribes of Israel, and we don't fight amongst each other, and we show that brotherhood and we show that sisterhood amongst each other. It's like it. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be fixed like ASAP, but it definitely gonna get better with time, because everything takes time. Once we get together, you have to shed yourself for the world. You have to stop eating that pork. You have to stop celebrating those holidays. Just change your life completely, and you'll see the world start to change. Because once you change, you'll look at the world in a different light. You'll start to want other things than you once wanted before, which is, you wouldn't want to go smoke that weed. You wouldn't want to go basically do wrong, because once you come together with your brother and your sister within these 12 tribes, you will want to be better than your old self. It's just something that comes over you once you get into these scriptures, once you come into the Isupk, once you get these scriptures broken down to you in a way where it's undeniable. Because so like, for example, come into UPK, ask any question that you want. We don't answer it with our logic. We break these scriptures out and we go see what the Lord says. That's the difference between a Christian pastor, your evangelists, your apostles, these other Israelite groups. We don't break things down with our feelings or what we think it should be. We go right to these scriptures and then we say it word for word. Then we come with our we break it down in a way where it says this and then we tell you this. Some people you have to reiterate it to in a different way, because all people don't learn the same. You get things once you come into Isupk, any questions that you got, it can be answered through the scriptures. And any questions that you don't got, they still in the scriptures. You can find them in the scripture. You will find new things that you didn't know was in the Bible. It's in the Bible, because the pastor ain't gonna break these things down to you the way that Isupk would. Where was I? Yeah, gather yourselves together. So once we come back to this Bible, once we come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, once we come back to just living righteous amongst each other, once we come back into one fist instead of being like an individually thing, or like I said earlier, how Dr. Martin Luther King brung us all together in one as a people. That's not correct, because we are all not the same. We are a chosen people above all the people on the face of the earth. I read that in Deuteronomy 7:6. We are above these people. So how you gonna join together with somebody that you above? And I'm gonna drop that, and then I'm gonna get another verse real quick. Jeremiah 10:2. Jeremiah 10:2, because I want to show you. That you're not supposed to be joined with these heathens. You're not supposed to be doing what they do. You let them do them on that side, on that side of the earth, on that side of the fence, on that side of the world. You know what I mean? You let them do them. You don't get intrigued by what the heathen does. Like these holidays, especially what holiday coming up? What's that? 4th of July. You know what I'm be doing? Snoozing in the crib, because I don't celebrate that type of stuff no longer. ever since I found out that it's a pagan holiday or that it's a heathenistic holiday and it's not in this Bible, I stopped celebrating that. If you ask me, 4th of July is just it's a money grab because they tell you it's a money grab and it's like it's kind of like a jail sentence because they say it's illegal. You know what I'm saying? They say in certain places firecrackers are illegal, but they still let you buy them. They still in the stores. So it's like once you buy them and you get like, cause blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, we like to go all out. So we get the biggest firecrackers you can see, the loudest boom firecrackers. But this is a heathen holiday. So once you buy them and then you go somewhere and set them joints off, now you got the police on you just because they say it's illegal. It's like a double standard almost because they say firecrackers are illegal, but they still sell them to you and let you pop them in. They decide if they want to arrest you right now or let you slide. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a slippery slope with that type of stuff. So I just don't do it at all. And plus, it's a pagan holiday. Where was I going to? Oh yeah, Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2. Now I want to show you that you're not supposed to join with the heathen. The heathen being the Asian, Japanese, the Hmong. I call it Hmong because it's spelled HMONG or something like that. So I call it Hmong. So but in other words, heathen nations. Now, when it comes to Esau, which is the so-called white man, he comes in many different shades of red. You got the red Russians, you got the red necks, you got the red people with red hair. That's a real descendant of Esau right there. When you red and then your hair red, you're a flaming Esau. But you got the Scottish, you got the Ireland. They all white, but they saying they different. They different. So if you see somebody from Ireland or see somebody from Russia, they'll say, "I'm not white. I'm Russian." But you is white. Your skin is white or red, low key red upon thee. Now where was I? Oh yeah, Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2. Now I was talking about the holidays and joining in with everybody joining in to be one big happy human family. That's totally against these scriptures because what I'm about to read totally go against everybody coming together. Like if it's a heathen, if it's somebody outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, you're definitely not supposed to be joined with them because they are heathens. Now, Jeremiah chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Now, he's speaking to the chosen people of Israel, the 12 tribes. He said, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you. Not everybody. He's speaking to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Pause right there. Now, the way of the heathen. I've been talking about that a little bit during this class. The way of the heathen would be these holidays. Now, you go ask a heathen, which is the so-called white man, the so-called Chinese man, the so-called African man. Go to one of them and you ask them, why do they celebrate these holidays? Because these holidays was not made, Salaki, with us in mind. When I say us in mind, it wasn't inclusive to the people of the 12 tribes. This is something that they made and they forced upon us. So now they don't have to force it on us no more. They beat it into our brain so bad. They beat it into the ways of life so bad, to the way of our life, that we just think it's normal to celebrate. We buy new outfits. We throw fat cookouts. We buy things and spend a lot of money, man, on these holidays, especially the 4th of July, especially the holidays that's in the summer, because we as melanated people, the 12 tribes of Israel, can't get enough of that sun. The sun is vitamin D, so we love the sun. So the white man did something very cunning. He put these holidays around the summertime where most of Israel will be outside. So he got all kind of paraphernalia, flags, everything with the flag on it. 4th of July coming up, so you're gonna be seeing red, white, and blue everywhere you go. Like it's by strategic design that they did that to us. Now it said, "Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen," which is what I just read, what I just said. The way of the heathen would be these holidays, would be eating this pork, eating this, shrimp, crab, and lobster are considered a delicacy in this modern day Babylon. It's so expensive. And then that's how they get blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to buy it, because they think, my people think, just because it's expensive that it's good. And that's an absolute lie. If you go deep into the Levitical law, it'll show you what you can eat. It's a dietary law in there. It's the book of Leviticus is just laws, period. And then in one of the Levitical laws, it shows you what you can eat and can't eat. Some things you can't even touch. You can't even, physically touch, because that'll make you unclean. Matter of fact, I'm going to hold that. Let me get a bookmark. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to just get one law for you real fast. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 8. Now, this is one of the big laws that the pastor is not going to tell you about. Like, I recently was around my grandmother maybe a week or two ago. We was at my sister's house. She was throwing a little barbecue, whatever the case was. She threw a little barbecue. It definitely wasn't no holiday. She threw a little barbecue. I decided to show up, you know what I'm saying, talking to my grams for a little bit. And, if I'm around, I'm out of the world. But if I'm around, somehow this Bible is going to come up, because I live by it. So I'm like, everywhere I go, I'm like, we can't eat that. We can't touch that. We ain't doing that. Are y'all smoking in there? We finna be outside real quick until y'all done. I do that type of thing. So this happened when I was around my grandma. She was like, yeah, I was eating some type of pork chops. Now, she is a church lady, like most grandmas is, church ladies. She was like, she was eating some type of pork or something. And she was like, yeah, I prayed over it and it was good. I'm like, Graham, show me that in the Bible where it says you can pray over that and make it good. She couldn't show me. And she is a church going every Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, whenever they go, she is in there. I know, because I used to be right with her until I woke up and came to the Isupk, because they wasn't teaching me in that church. They was just, passing that plate around, you know what I'm saying? Coddling people, catering to feelings. They was just making you feel good. That's why they got all them instruments in there. They got drums in there. They, you know what I'm saying, get you moving and stuff like that. She talking about all you got to do is just pray over it to be good. That is a lie, according to these scriptures. Now, I came to Leviticus to show you one law, and then we're going to get back to the subject of the matter. Now, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse I'm gonna start at verse 7. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Swine is unclean to you. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7 says, swine is unclean to you. If you try to pray over it, if you try to rinse it off, if you try to, what else they do? The main thing is pray. If you try to pray over some stuff to bless it, swine cannot be blessed to eat. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7 says, swine is unclean to you. Verse 8, of their flesh ye, Salaki, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. See, you can't even touch their carcass. Now, I'm talking about bacon. I'm talking about pork chops. I'm talking about any type of pork that's popular among my people. You're not even supposed to touch that stuff with your physical hand because it's unclean to you. And once you touch something that's unclean, that makes you unclean. It says it in Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. Verse 8 says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. Now, carcass obviously is when it's dead, you know. It says, of their carcass shall ye not touch, meaning when it's dead, like as a pet or something on the farm, you definitely can touch it. That's not what they're saying here. It says of their carcass, once it's dead, once you're trying to sell it for pork chops or something, bacon or something, you can't touch that stuff as the 12 tribes of Israel. You can't touch that type of thing. Once it's dead, the carcass ye shall not touch. They are unclean to you. I'm going to read that one more time for the people in the back. The book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, and the swine, though he divided the hoof, and he be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat. Verse 8, Salakia. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. Meaning, there's nothing you can possibly do to make swine clean enough to even touch, let alone eat. We just read that out the Bible. This is not my words. I gave you the verse and chapter, you know what I'm saying, which you can go find and look up yourself, because UPK is not affiliated with no other groups. We ain't gonna tell you what we think it is. We ain't gonna tell you what it should be or what it shouldn't be, or we're gonna tell you the truth about it, the absolute truth. The thing you can't get around is truth. Once it's been told to you, you can't get around it. You can't debate the truth. So back to the fact of the matter, man. That's jumping back into Jeremiah, verse 10. I just had to grab that because it just was weighing on my mind about that swine. I'm gonna read Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2. Oh yeah. Learn not the way of the heathen. Now that's the way of the heathen. They, back in the slavery days, they used to give us that pork, just the bottom of the bottom, man. The worst of the worst. My people, you know, we figure out how to do things with the worst of the less that's given to us. Imagine if we had the best of the best. We'll have a chance to thrive on this earth, man, to unbelievable heights. But learn not the way of the heathen, meaning that swine eating is no good to us. That shrimp, crab, and lobster is no good to us. Shrimp is a bottom feeder fish. It cleans the ocean floor. It cleans the ocean floor, and it's like a roach, the roach of the ocean. It cleans the bottom of the floor. Now, coming up, some of us have roaches. You drop anything, drop a let's just for an example, drop a piece of jelly or something on the floor. And you got roaches. Drop a piece of jelly on the floor, turn the light off, and then come back about 20 minutes later, 10 minutes later. You're gonna see a horde of roaches cleaning that jelly up. Because it's a bottom feeder, like shrimp. It's a bottom feeder. It cleans the ocean floor. So roaches out of water, cockroaches, roaches, they clean the floor. They eat stuff off the floor. They get into stuff like that. Like, you're not supposed to eat that type of stuff. Now, where was we? Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, which I just explained to you. That's the swine eating. That's them holiday celebrating. That's that, anything that's not about this Bible, not out this Bible, that's the way of the heathen. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. Now that sounds a lot like Christmas, don't it? For one cutteth, and it says it's a vain thing to do, cutting a tree out of the forest. The work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. And now, I know you drove past a place selling, they got 1 million Christmas trees up there. They cut those down with an axe. And it says that custom there is vain. It's a very vain custom that gets celebrated every year. And it's a trickeration. It's a trickeration holiday, because on one hand they say this Jesus' birthday was. Don't even get me started on that. For the custom of the people are vain. That's a vain custom, cutting a tree out of the forest with an axe. The work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. Now, verse 4, this is very important because this sounds like a specific holiday that they celebrate that's very vain. They deck it with silver and with gold. Now, back in the world, we used to get our Christmas tree, get ornaments and deck it. Deck the Christmas tree with all type of glittery, goldy, shiny things. You know what I'm saying? That's vain, man. That's a vain custom that gets celebrated every year. You're not supposed to celebrate that. It says right here in the Bible, Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 3. Salakia, Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 3. The customs of the people are vain. Meaning that's a custom of the people that cutting a tree out of the forest with an axe. And then it says, verse 4, they deck it with silver and gold. What you do to a Christmas tree? You put all type of silver and gold on it. You deck it with I can't even think. Christmas is so far away from my mind right now. I can't even think what it's called no more. Jingle bells and all kind of nonsense, man. They put it up on that tree. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it moveth not. Now, um, that would be the thing that they, the base of the tree. That would be the base of the tree. How they get it to not move. They fasten it with nails and hammers. You know what I'm saying? To make that base stay right there, to make the tree stay right there. Now, Jeremiah just said that the customs of the people are vain. They cut the tree out the forest and they deck it with silver. That's a vain thing to do, according to these scriptures, man. That's a way of that's the way of a heathen. The heathen got you celebrating Christmas. The heathen got you celebrating, what's the month for that, Thanksgiving. The heathen got you celebrating Halloween. Now, I used to be a big Halloween celebrator when I was in the world, but once I came into this truth, I realized it's a very demonic thing to celebrate. You dressing your kid up like a monster, sending them to random devil's houses to get candy. Now, last year's Halloween was the worst I've seen yet. On the news, they had all kind of razors, all kind of paper clips, anything that can scrape a child's mouth. They had all kind of that stuff up in the candy, man, because they really do not care about you. They just, celebrating that because it's demonic. It's a demonic thing to celebrate Halloween. You dress up as ghouls and ghosts and you go to a stranger's house for candy. It sounds kind of pedo-ish to me, if you ask me. Kidnapper stuff. I got this candy, little kid. Come get it. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that we're not supposed to celebrate because it just leaves a big margin of error. It's a big window to be. It could be harmful to us. You know what I'm saying? A stranger giving kids candy, that just it just don't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? No, I just said Thanksgiving, Halloween. What's the holiday before that in September? I think Memorial Day, something like that. Celebrating what they forefathers did. Like and when I think about their forefathers, when I say they, I mean the oppressor, the Esau, the so-called white man. When I think about their forefathers, I think about my ancestors and what they did to us. Now, matter of fact, I'm gonna drop this. Hold this real quick. Let me get this bookmark right here. Use this as the bookmark. I'm gonna hold this right here. I want to go to Revelation 13 and 10 because when I think of their forefathers, I think of my ancestors. Now, my ancestors flee from Africa. I mean, Salaki, they flee from Israel down into West Africa. Now, who was down there? Africans, which we are not African. And once the Africans seen us coming in, he let us come in. He knew we was the same people. Salaki. He knew we wasn't the same people. So he let us come in and try to hide from Roman persecution, which we were fleeing from Roman persecution down into West Africa. So once we got down there, the African let us come there, but then the Romans came, and once the Romans came, and the Africans, I'm just making this scenario up. The Africans said, "Yeah, them the people right there that y'all came, that y'all was chasing." You know what I'm saying? So the Africans pointed us out to the Slakia, to the Romans, sold us. The Africans sold us to the Romans. So the Africans sold us out to the Romans and to the European to be trafficked. We literally were kidnapped and trafficked across a sea on a ship to America. Now I wanna get Romans 13:10 just to say just to show you what's going to happen in result of them doing that to us. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. We're going to start at 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Meaning, everybody, obviously, if you ain't had no type of ailment, if you didn't have no surgery on your ear, you definitely got ears. If any man have an ear, anybody that got ears, let him hear. Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That's the Africans, that's the Romans, that's the European. The Africans captured us amongst themselves, cornered us and captured us. Now, Salaki, this is a little sidebar. Juneteenth recently happened. And I was at my slave, almost about to get into an argument with Esau. I ain't gonna lie, almost, because he was saying Africans sold Africans. Now I had to intervene and jump in. Like, listen, man, Africans did not sell Africans. Africans sold us, and I'm definitely not African. I don't have no African accent. I don't have no African grannies, uncles, no African grandfathers. We don't keep the African customs. None of that. We don't smell like an African. So like in my slave is some Africans in there, and you definitely know that they African. They head just a little bit wider. They smell a lot more stronger. Like, this is stinking Africans, man. I had to intervene with this Esau talking about Africans sold Africans. No, they didn't. Africans sold Israelites to Romans, to Europeans. Now, back to this. He that leadeth into captivity, Africans, Europeans, Romans, shall go into captivity. Africans, heathens, Romans, European. Romans and European, to me, they the same. They are Esau to me. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Now, a lot of our people died on a big boat ride over here. A lot of the people got killed for no reason. They got killed for just trying to escape kidnapping, man. Like, they captured us, forced us on these boats, man. The people that didn't want to go or refused to go or was rebellious on coming over here, they killed with the sword. So it says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. He must be killed with the sword, man, for doing that. This is just something that I think of when I think of like Memorial Day or something, when they celebrating their forefathers. This the exact scripture and verse that comes to mind. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Now, this is another sidebar. Upon the Most High or upon Yahushua coming back, I pray that he let us make them alive again. Make the people who actually did this, make them alive again so we can keep killing them, like 1,000 deaths. 1,000 of them. Oh, you thought you died of natural causes. Nope, you back alive. Slice. Oh, he died off that one. Bring him back alive. Slice. Like, you just keep killing them with the sword as they did to us. Here is the patience of the faith of the saints. Like, this is something that's definitely going to happen. It's in the book of Revelations. So Revelations mean to reveal. So this is revealing what is to come. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Now, I just wanted to grab that little sidebar because I was talking about these pagan holidays, and once I got to Memorial Day or whatever, whatever the day that they celebrate their ancestors, they forefathers, they call it forefathers. We call it ancestors. So whenever they celebrate their forefathers, I think of my ancestors. And then my ancestors, some of them died with the sword, some of them got led into captivity. I pray that the Most High God, Yahweh, give us the most Slakia. The Most High God and Yahweh is not the same people. But I pray that they give us the power to make it alive. Because I would definitely love to see my ancestors get that revenge on them for doing that to us, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to drop Jeremiah altogether now. Because I want to move on to the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms 147, chapter 147 and 19. Now, the book of Psalms got a lot of books in it. And it's going to be talking about the Most High and his characteristics. Is he racist or is he not? Because I definitely think the Most High is racist. And I'm going to show you that he definitely is. The book of Psalms, chapter 147. Chapter 147, verse 19. Now, this is going to elaborate more on if the Most High is racist. Racist means for their people. And he definitely for his people. We read this time and time again throughout the Bible. He's specifically saying who he coming to save, if our people are special or not. Just a bunch of things where it's reiteration. Now, the book of Psalms is going to show you who he showed his word to, who is his judgments and things of that nature is not for everybody to use or do. It's for specific people once again. So let's get that. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147. The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel in the book of Genesis. If you read the book of Genesis, man, I wish I had that on hand. Right. Let me see if I can look that up real fast. Sidebar Salaki. But Jacob's name was changed to Israel in the book of Genesis. So when it says he showed his word unto Jacob, that's just another name for Israel. What? So let me see if I got that in my notes. So Lucky. So where we currently are now, the book of Psalms, chapter 147, in verse 19. Now I'm trying to get something real quick, see if I can get it before. Which I'm trying to look for when Jacob's name was changed to Israel. I know it's in the book of Genesis. I just have to find that real fast. If not, it's no biggie. We'll get it next class. It's in the book of Genesis. Trust me. Genesis 49, maybe. Salaki. The book of hold that. Put the bookmark in there. We are currently at Psalms 147 and verse 19. Verse 19. But I want to go to Genesis chapter 35 and 10. Genesis chapter 35 and 10. Jacob's name was changed in the book of Genesis. That we hold in Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19 to get Salakia, to get Genesis chapter 35 and 10. Chapter 35 and 10. Now, this is showing you that Jacob's name was changed to Israel. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 35 and 10. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. Now, that's when his name was changed in the book of Genesis, chapter 35 and verse 10. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So when Psalm says, chapter 147 and verse 19, Psalm says, he showed his word unto Jacob. Jacob meaning Israel, meaning the Israelites. Because if his name was still Jacob, we will be the Jacobites. But he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Reiteration. Verse 20. Verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any other nation. Right there, verse 20 shows you that this book, these words, these statutes, these commandments is not for everybody. It's for Israel. He have not dealt so with any other nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Meaning, he showed his statutes and his judgments to Israel. He have not dealt so with any other nation. Now, a lot of churches, a lot of apostles, a lot of evangelists would definitely say that everybody is included in this, which is a lie. We just read Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Verse 20 says, he have not, when it says he have not, he have not dealt so with any other nation. They have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So again, he hath not showed his word unto any other people but the Israelites. Statutes and judgments are for the Israelites. So everybody on the face of this earth can't get in this book and be an Israelite. You have to be born an Israelite. You can't just come in here if you Chinese. You can't just come in here if you so-called white. You definitely can't come in here if you African with all that smelliness. So like, yeah, you definitely can't come in here because you leadeth my people into captivity. And you not only that, you're not a part of this 12 tribes of Israel's holiness that we got going on over here. You are a heathen. You are unto spittle. We the chosen ones. You are not the chosen one, according to these scriptures. Now, you might be asking yourself, or you might be telling yourself, God is not racist. Well, what do you call that? Let's look up the word racist real fast. Let us do that. Let's see what the word racist really means. Because I feel like, well, I don't feel like this is out of the Oxford Dictionary. The meaning of racist. Characterized by or showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a majority or marginalized. Now, did the verse that I just read sound racist to you? I'm gonna read it one more time. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, in verse 19. We're gonna do 19 and 20. Now, I just read the meaning of racist. Now, I want to ask you, does these verses sound racist to you? He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Stop right there. Now he's saying Jacob, which is we all know is Israel. He showed his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Now, if he was showing it to the whole world, it was to all the people on the face of the earth. It would definitely say it right here, right in between here. But it didn't. It said he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Verse 20. Verse 20 is the verse that's going to bring it home. Verse 20 says, he hath not dealt so with any other nation. And as for his judgments, they have not, Salakia, as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So was that racist? Racist, I'm going to read the racist definition one more time. A definition of racist in the Oxford Language Dictionary. Characterized by or showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. Typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Now, if you ask me, that definitely sounded racist. Now, would you say that God or the Most High, would you say that he's racist? Because we definitely just read it just then. He didn't say everybody. He didn't say he showed his judgments and statutes to everybody. He said he showed them unto Israel, man. Nah, don't argue with me. I didn't I didn't make that up. That's straight out the book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. That's not something I made up off the top of my head. That's something that I read right out the book itself. I'm trying to show you the book real fast. The Holy Bible, KJV, giant version. Words of Jesus in red. I didn't make that up. You can go look that up yourself. And you ask yourself, is the Most High racist? Because according to these scriptures, it definitely sounds like it. It definitely is it. Now I want to drop that and go to the book of Romans. The book of Romans. Because we're going to reiterate this. We're gonna burrow this into your head because it can't be said enough. You have to get in these scriptures, man. Find your way back to this book because this book is the only thing that can bring us together as a people, as the Israelites. This is the only thing that can do it. The book of Romans, chapter 9 and 13, I believe. The book of Romans, chapter 9. Yeah. Chapter 9 and 13. Yeah, and the book of Romans is going to really reiterate if the Most High is racist or not, because race just meaning we've chosen this particular race against these races. You know what I'm saying? So in the book of Romans, we're going to see if he's racist or not. And I'm pretty sure it's going to say something that contradicts your Christian pastors, your evangelists. You know, it's going to say something that totally contradicts them because they love to say, oh, God loves everybody. Oh, God is all. Now they got a new thing. God is all love. He is all love. That's the new thing that they got out here now. He's all love. And that the lie detector determined that was a lie, sir. Hold on, we're gonna get, now that I think about it, I want to see if God is all love or if Yahweh Shai is all love. We're gonna go to the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. Hold that book of Romans 9 and 13. Hold that and go to the book of Amos, chapter 5 and 21. Chapter 5 and 21. Chapter 5 and 21, the book of Amos. Because I want to see if Yahweh Shai is all love. If it's going to be a big welcome home party once he comes once he comes down. The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. We're going to start at 18. We trying to see right now when Yahushua comes back, we're going to see if it's going to be all love. The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 18. We're going to start at 18. We're going to work our way down to 21. And this is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 18. And it reads, Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Now, woe means destruction or caution, that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Now, this next part going to show you once he comes back, is it going to be a big kumbaya? Is it going to be all love like these Salaki homosexuals and lesbians says that it should be? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. I'm going to read that one more time. The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. That's straight out the Bible. I didn't make that up. Like if I was in here making stuff up, I definitely wouldn't be in the UPK. Just put it like that. We just gonna skip down to 21 for time's sake. Yeah, skip down to verse 21. Book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Meaning, all that Thanksgiving dinner you cooked, all that big feast for Easter Sunday that you cooked, he hate that stuff, man. The Most High is angry with that type of stuff, man. Because those are false holidays. Those are pagan holidays. Those days were not made to be celebrated, because if you really think about it, Thanksgiving represents the slaughter of the Indians. They slaughtered our people in those days, and that day was originally celebrated as a victory over the Indians. Through time, they changed it up to make it seem all happy and we all come together as a family on Thanksgiving. No, you can't. Once something was originally created to be dark and a lot of bloodshed happened that day, a lot of deceiving, a lot of just darkness happened on the creation of Thanksgiving. So throughout the time, they had to get you to try to celebrate it. They knew you wasn't going to celebrate the death of your people, so they tried to lighten it up. But it was originally created for a celebration of the slaughter of the Indians. So once something is originally created for this, you can't make it mean that. It's always to them, to the heathen, to the non-Israelites. It's always going to be a celebration of death. But once you look deep into Thanksgiving and then, get the true meaning of what happened or whatever, that's a day of the slaughter of the Indians, man, our people. And I don't understand why our people don't do research on these holidays, especially Thanksgiving, especially days like Valentine's Day. That's another day of slaughter. If you really look it up, that's a day of slaughter. They try to liven it up, for us to celebrate, because they know we wasn't gonna celebrate it if it's a slaughter day. They knew we wasn't, so that's why they try to lighten these days up for us to, they try to change the meaning of it. But once it's created for darkness and of darkness, and once slaughter happened on that day, it's always gonna be slaughter happening on that day, always, because that's what they created it for. They try to switch it up to make it more light, to have our people celebrating stuff like that, which we're supposed to come out of that, man. Learn not the way of the heathen. Now, back to the fact of the matter, and that's back to Romans. Now, I was just getting Amos for a little sidebar. Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written. Now, this is going back to we seeing if the Most High races. Now, if he chose a specific race, is he all inclusive or is he exclusive? I mean, he excluding the other races and he putting the Israelites above people. Is he inclusive or exclusive? You know what I mean? So this is something that this is something that will tell us right here. The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, which we learned earlier. Jacob's name was changed to Israel in the book of Genesis. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Now, we was just talking about if God was all love and if he loved everybody, if he, coming back and it's going to be a kumbaya and all love and rainbows and you know what I'm saying? So what we just read was him hating a specific race of people and excluding them from these statutes and commandments that he gave to us as the Israelites. Romans chapter 9 and verse 13 reads one more time. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Now, you know who Jacob is. Let me see if I can find who Esau is, because Esau is a man of the field, a hunter, a killer, a killer, if you will, because if you're a hunter, you're a killer, because you're killing just for sport. Now we know who Jacob is, so we have to find out who Esau is. And we're going to find that out. For time's sake, we're just going to say, and we're going to get this in the next class, who is Esau. But for time's sake, you can find out who Esau is in the book of Genesis. Start at Genesis 25 and 25. That's how you find out who Esau is. If you go to the book of Genesis, go to chapter 25 and verse 25. That's the start. It says he was matter of fact, I think I can get that real fast. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25. Because we got to find out who Esau is. Because we just read Jacob have he loved. And we read in Genesis who Jacob was, which is his name was changed to Israel. So the Israelites. Let me see if I can narrow it down because it's explaining everything in Genesis. Okay, we're gonna start at Genesis chapter 25 and verse 20. We're just gonna read Genesis 25 and 27. I have to get more elaborate on this. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Now, Esau was a cunning hunter. That means a killer, man. This man is a straight, ruthless killer, a man of the field. Why you think the majority? Just if you want to know who Esau is today, look at the majority of hunters. When I say hunters, the people that go hunt deer, The people that the majority of, because some of our people hunt too, but Esau is the killer of the earth, man. He kills, rapes, robs everywhere he goes. Esau, a cunning hunter, a man of the field. So he hunts things, he kills things. That's who Esau is, the killer. Paraphrase, but I'm pretty sure you can Google a picture of Esau. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me try to Google a picture of Esau, because we gotta know who is God saying that he hates. Because like I said, the book of Romans chapter 9 and 13 says, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So once we Google Esau, this would be like a picture of Esau. If y'all can see that. Esau would be that man right there. The so-called white man, the so-called Russian man, the so-called European man. It says, Romans 9 and 13 says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Now, if that ain't racist for you, I don't know what is, because it definitely says he hate that. He hate them, but he love us. Now we're going to drop that and we're going to go to the book of Amos. The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now, this is going to be my last scripture because I ran class a little bit over the time. But that's okay, though. We trying to learn. We trying to learn about these things that the Bible speak for us, man. We have to know these things. Because if you don't read, you'll never know what's going on. If you don't study, you'll never know what's going on. I had to learn that the hard way, so that's why I'm studying now. I'm getting into this book now. I got things written down, certain places that I just go to and look at, make sure it's right. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know, the scripture say you have to study to make yourself approved or something. I'm paraphrasing. But the book of Amos, chapter 3, and verse 1. The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1 and 2. Now we're gonna break this down. We're gonna break this down a little bit, because throughout the class I was showing you how God, the Most High, showed you different times where he excluding people and he choosing a certain people. He excluding these people and putting these people above people. And this is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel. Not everybody, not that race, not this race, not the children of Israel. Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. I'm going to bring that back. Verse 2, you only have I known of all the faces of the earth. Now, you might hear certain people in certain churches in certain groups saying God loves everybody. And that's the biggest lie ever told. Because if you believe God loves everybody, you don't read this Bible, man. You're not into these scriptures, because it says the total opposite. It says, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities." Meaning, they can go do what they want. They can go, eat that pork. They can go eat rhino legs if they want to. But we, as the Israelites, we can't do that kind of stuff. Because some of that stuff we're not even supposed to touch physically. Once it's dead, we can't touch it physically. We definitely can't ingest it. Like they can go, other races outside the Israelites, they can go smoke them cigarettes, smoke that weed over there, but do it far, far over there because I definitely don't want to smell that. It says, "You only have I known, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities." Meaning, he gonna punish you, man. If you know what you're doing is wrong. If you heard somebody speak against what you was doing and they telling you that it's wrong according to the scriptures, he's gonna punish you for not obeying men of the Lord. Because you only have he known of all the families of the earth. Hear this word, Salaki. The Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel. That's not everybody. That's not every single family on this earth. With that, we are the Isupk coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite groups, period. I am Officer Kananya, and that's my time. Shalom, Israel.